If you could learn a skill that could improve your life and your opportunities throughout, wouldn't you want to put in the work for it? Let's talk about flexible thinking and how mind over matter really does play a huge role in everything we do. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I'm Michael, and here we keep everything simple in life and in business. If you haven't already, it means so much to me if you would subscribe to this channel. It would help me out tremendously, as well as doing me that simple favor of hitting that like button down there, so I'm at the mercy of the YouTube algorithm, and this hopefully will recommend this video to others like you. I'll give it a couple seconds. Alright, let's get on to the video. So this idea of mind over matter is something that most of us probably have been exposed to in some way or another. The idea that your mind is such a strong and powerful tool for you to use as you go throughout your life, that it can determine if you're going to find the opportunities or create the opportunities you want to achieve the things that you want to do. And that's exactly where this idea of flexible thinking comes into play. Flexible thinking is defined as the ability to look at something in a new or different way. There's a lot of change that happens throughout anyone's given lifetime, and a big fact of the matter is to fight against change is always going to be a losing battle. And I won't deny that change is pretty scary. I personally do not like change. Don't handle it well, don't really like dealing with it, but it's always going to be there. And just as change is always going to be in each and every single one of our lives, each of us is going to change continually throughout our lives, and that's where this topic becomes so important. So when each of us are born, obviously our brains are not developed. If you've ever met a baby that can hold a full-on conversation, let me know, I'm mildly concerned. And because specifically when we're born, our brains aren't fully developed, that means we're going to learn and develop these tools and skills and mental processes that will assist us later in life. Now, according to a video by the BBC, how flexible or inflexible our brains are is a direct correlation to the experiences that we have growing up through our fundamental development. And those who are more psychologically inflexible will have a harder time addressing situations and problems that arise throughout their life, because they may even narrow the limit of their resources based on just the experiences they have and their ability to adapt to the situations. There's a reason it's called being a stick in the mud. Another big piece of the puzzle that they put into that video is that prediction error is learning. When our brains physically can't predict something, or we're taking in information that we didn't predict to begin with, that is the fundamental piece of learning, because that situation from there rewires our brain, allows us to learn and adapt better to that situation and similar situations in the future too. While flexible thinking as a whole is super important, let's see how it actually relates to the second set of skills, executive functioning. Don't you just love big words? Moving on. Executive function is defined as the mental process that enables us to plan, focus attention, remember instructions, and juggle multiple tasks successfully. Executive function relies on three main components according to the Harvard University Center of the Developing Child. The three components are working memory, mental flexibility, and self-control. Psychology Today also delves into executive functioning, stating how it helps individuals plan, monitor, and successfully execute their goals. If you personally feel a little late to the game, don't worry, we all feel that way. Problems with executive functioning can stem from a range of causes. Whether it can be genetics, early childhood trauma, or other factors, there's no discernible cause behind lower executive functioning. That's why it's so important that you have good strategies surrounding how you're going to improve your executive functioning, because it's all based on the experiences that you have as an individual and how you're going to use them to improve your abilities as an individual. Improving your executive functioning is a lot like for those of you who play sports, where say you're a football player, you can't critique and fix every single piece of your throw or your kick all at once. If you are someone who runs, you can't critique your form and fix every single piece of it all at once. Improving your executive functioning is a piece-by-piece process where you have to be fundamental about what area you're trying to fix, what area you're trying to improve, because that is what's going to ultimately wield those results to you. Time and intention are huge pieces of improving your executive function. And this is where these strategies come in, knowing that you have to address those core habits that are maybe preventing you from being mentally flexible and having a lower output of your executive functions. One of the first options, setting sub-goals. Giving yourself these smaller little increments to reach as you aim for that final destination, and aiming for mastery of those sub-goals and those sub-tasks, knowing that ultimately when you reach your final destination, the overall project, the overall situation will be much less overwhelming because it was cut beforehand into nice bite-sized pieces. Imperative piece of that is that your expectations of that are reasonable. That's an important piece right there. Another strategy is use distraction inhibition. Now, if you're like me, you probably have your phone right by your desk, and you probably maybe have music playing in the background, and you probably also have your snacks right close to your desk too. I should probably stop snacking. But it's these things that are small distractions that can ultimately add up when you aren't paying attention. If I'm standing up to go grab a snack and then I sit back down and instead of resuming the task at hand, I choose to then look at my phone or scroll through Instagram for a couple minutes, by that point, I've already lost. I'm far gone because my mind will be so removed from the task that was at hand that it's going to be very hard to reel it back in. So using strategies to limit the amount of distraction that you have can be very beneficial. Maybe you leave your phone on silent for a set period of time while you're working. Maybe you set timers for when you're going to take a break, or you put your phone in another room. Maybe you try to eat a full meal before you actively start working, so that way you aren't tempted to get up and go grab snacks. And if music is distracting too, work in silence. That may be your cup of tea. Not mine, but it could be yours. Another strategy is to actually do the dirty work of habit building. Breaking a habit isn't easy, and neither is building a habit. You have to put in the intention and the work behind it to actively build the habits and build the routines that you need to be successful. There is no one-size-fits-all type of routine or habit that's going to instantly make you more motivated, make you more focused, and improve your executive functioning. Because there's no one-size-fits-all type of habit building, you have to assess what's going to be most beneficial and important to you. For me personally, part of my morning routine is I will always try to get up after 8 hours of sleep, but I don't set an alarm. I let my body naturally wake me up around 7 or 8 in the morning. From there, I will spend a little bit of a dead period in the morning where I'm focusing on eating, drinking water, maybe just relaxing, meditating, focus on these little pieces that really add value to my life, but also set the tone for my day, that I will be productive, that I will get my goals done and finish the projects on hand. Now, a full-on morning routine video, that's a subject for another day, so let's just keep moving. Another fantastic strategy to improving your mental flexibility and executive functioning is peer accountability. Working with friends, family, coworkers that can hold you accountable to tasks that you said you would do, or to projects that you maybe are both working on or are taking pieces of together. It's a fantastic way of not only remaining social in these aspects, but at the same time improving your ability to meet your goals on time to the expectation that you set for yourself or others have set for you. The final strategy is much more subjective. It's reassessing what is motivating you and what's making you bored. For those who are often bored, maybe the project or maybe the task, whatever you're working on, isn't challenging, isn't fulfilling, or isn't something that you actually want to spend your time on. And these are important things to keep in mind. It's important to then reassess and adjust your priorities and how you're spending that time. And that's going to help you reach those goals, reach those deadlines that you are aiming for, because you're then motivated, you're then focused on actively getting that work done, as opposed to just meeting the criteria and putting in the hours. All of it as a whole comes down to what are you willing to put into this, as well as how intentional are you being around this process of building new experiences, building new habits that are going to be geared towards helping you achieve everything you want to do. Comment down below what are strategies that you use to be more motivated, as well as things that have helped you reach your goals on time. There's a lot of answers and a lot of perspectives in the world on that, and seeing what others are doing may be something that actively sparks an interest in you, or is something that you can try out on your own too, and from there, maybe add into your own process. Ultimately, it all comes down to how are you using that experience to ultimately improve your mental flexibility, as well as improve your executive functioning. Thank you all very much for taking time out of your day to watch this video. I greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I post every single Friday. Hit the like button as well, so that way, if you like this video, that lets me know that I need to make more content like this, and it helps me out so much. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at KES Studios. I post there pretty much daily. And again, comment down below what are things that motivate you, or things that you've done personally that helped you be more productive, more focused, and more flexible in your thinking. And keeping everything simple in life and business. I'll see you guys next time.